Hey guys, welcome to the Sophisticated Scoundrel. Tonight I am sipping on Tenjaku whiskey right here. It's a great evening whiskey for when you want something to just sip on and relax. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Today's topic is about something that gets overlooked a lot, I think. And it's about this. A lot of people say that men don't understand women. And I suppose they're right, a lot of guys don't. But this is also very true. Women do not understand men. And this is also what causes a lot of the problems that I see in relationships. I get so many people messaging me, men and women, and when I sit and actually analyze a problem, what it comes down to is a lot of women do not understand what makes a man tick, what makes him thrive, what makes him want to look after her, to care for her, to protect her, to stay loyal to her, all of those things that women say they want, but yet don't seem to make efforts to try to understand what they can do to ensure they get those results. The biggest thing for men is that they want to feel useful. Men are born, bred, and raised to work, to do things, to build things, to make things. They want to feel useful. The moment a man does not feel like he's contributing or doing anything that makes the world a better place, that makes his family life better, or even for friends or his girlfriend or his wife, that's when he starts to get depressed, where he feels worthless, where he feels like shit, where he feels like there's no point to anything. So one of the biggest things that a woman can do to really help a man is to let him know that what he does really matters to her. It doesn't have to be extravagant. It doesn't have to be some huge thing, but when a woman lets a man know that she depends on him, that his hard work means a lot to her, just saying those simple words and showing appreciation goes so far. That gives a man's soul, that lifeblood, that energy to make him keep going. And it's such a simple thing. It costs no money. It takes very little effort, but for a man to know that his woman appreciates the hard work that he does to take care of her, that goes so far in his good graces and for the things that he wants to do for her. So that's one thing that if women did more often, they would potentially get much better results from the men in their lives. The other thing that a lot of women don't take into consideration is the fact that men need to have their own time. Feminine nature is to connect, to bond, to talk, to constantly be interacting and getting that emotional satisfaction and invigoration from emotional bonding. That's a very feminine thing. But a lot of men need time on their own. They need time to just be by themselves and to think about things in here. They don't necessarily want to interact and talk and get everything out and kind of like verbalize things like a woman does. And this is the problem that we've been having in society today, is that we are forcing men to act more feminine, especially when it comes to how they communicate. They're taught to, express yourself, be vulnerable, get your feelings out, just talk and talk and talk. And what we're essentially saying is act more like a woman and you'll be able to fix and you're going to be what we want you to be. Instead of women looking at men and saying, hey, men not communicating those things, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just the way that they do it. Women have wanted men to understand how women operate. Well, women also need to understand that men operate in a very different way. And it's not that men don't have feelings, and it's not that men don't feel things at all or unemotional. Men are incredibly emotional, but they feel it on the inside, and they want to handle that stuff because a lot of the times they don't want it to They don't want it to come out and burden other people with their worries, with their stress, and with whatever pressure they face in their day-to-day life. They want to handle it. As like I said earlier, men are workhorses, and we want to handle things on our own. We want to accomplish the job, finish the mission, and come home victorious for our families or for our girlfriends or whoever it is. We don't want to burden the people around us with our struggles. We would rather just suck it up and do it ourselves. So that's why it's important for women to understand that men just sometimes need some time to unwind and do their thing. It's not a bad thing, and they have to remember this too. So all you ladies out there, who are listening to this, it's not a reflection of you. A lot of women take that personally. They think, oh, what did I do wrong? Or why is he behaving like this? Or what's going on? You think it's about you. It's not. It is about him, and just him internalizing and processing his own shit that he's got going on. He just needs some time and space away from all this interaction and sharing and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't mean that he's a faulty man or less of a man. It actually means that he's a great man because he's taking the time to process those things. And once you let him process those things, he'll come back and he'll be rejuvenated, and if he wants to tell you something, he will. So give him the space. A lot of the times, the more you resist that, resist letting him do his thing and giving him some space, the worse it'll get. You'll just make it worse. So that is something that if more women understood, I think their men would really appreciate that. The other thing is that, men really do want to be a hero. When you look at stories from the past or films from the past, a man will rescue the princess or save the day, destroy the monster, because this is how men are made. And it's not bad. It's not that we are weak or narcissistic. It's because we're just made to protect and to accomplish and to build and to succeed. If men aren't doing these things, it makes us feel very edgy. It makes us feel like we have no purpose in life. Okay, so men really thrive off of doing those things, and that's why when you look at stories and films and things like that from the past, you have the man is the hero. And if you can make your man feel like the hero in your life by letting him know that you look up to him, or telling him, hey, that's amazing that you do, whatever it is that he does. Maybe he's he does construction, or he does business, whatever the field is. If you acknowledge that, wow, what he's doing is incredible, again, these things go so far. And I hear women say, oh, he's so insecure, he's egotistical. That is fucking bullshit. That is simply how we are made. It's just like women. They want to be nurtured and comforted. Does that mean that you're egotistical and self-centered? Not necessarily. But there are certain needs that you have, and there are certain needs that men have. And it really has nothing to do with, good or bad. It just, these are certain things the way that we're made. And if you fight against them, this is where problems arise. But if you embrace and understand those differences and follow along with what works to satisfy those needs, whether you're a man or a woman, this is where things become harmonious and much more rewarding if you're in a relationship. So keep that in mind. Let's see here. I'd written down that when a woman harps on his man, or when a woman harps on her man or kicks him down or doesn't give him credit for the things that he is doing, that really hits him hard in his soul. Because just getting a little acknowledgement goes such a long way for a man, especially from the woman in his life. We're very simple creatures, and by giving that little praise goes further than any sort of drug or substance or anything else. And if you are if you're a woman and you're in a relationship with a man who is checked out, chances are he probably isn't getting that praise. He's probably doesn't feel rewarded when he works hard for you. And so he will check out, because what's the point? If he's doing all this stuff and you're not acknowledging the fact that he's really, doing a lot for you, well, then he has no reason to keep engaging with you. So give him that stuff. I learned that, and I've experienced that all relationships, you go there to give. You go there to give them something and make them feel good. So this should be in the forefront of your mind, whether you're a man or a woman. A man makes a woman feel good by being a masculine man, by giving her the comfort of security, being the rock, being the mountain in the relationship, someone that she can go to when she's nervous or worried. And a woman gives him that feminine energy that's calm, that's soothing, to soothe his soul at the end of a hard day, to be that softness that he can come to rejuvenate his energy before he has to go to battle the next day. So those are a couple of things that, if you are a woman, or if you're a man and you feel frustrated with your woman, take a look and see if these things are happening in your relationship. Because if they're not, this might be why you're having some trouble, if you don't feel like you're being acknowledged. And this might be a kind of a hard thing to explain to a woman if you're in a relationship, but if you're going through this, listen to what I said in this video and explain that. You can explain it in a very calm and cool manner, and just let them know, hey, this is what's up with me and why I just need some time of my own. And I promise you, if you give it to me, you're gonna get a lot more of me, better in return. So if you guys have any questions or comments or something I missed, because it is a big topic and I may have, there's things that I may have overlooked, but if there's any questions that you guys have about this topic, feel free to hit me up in the comments or message me on Instagram. If you'd like more personal one-on-one coaching with me, you can do so at the link below. I work with a lot of different men on a lot of different topics, and we've made great progress in all the sessions that I've done, and I really do enjoy helping you figure out what your challenge is and then coming up with a battle plan to how to get you to where you want to go. That's it for today's video. We'll see you in the next one.